Allow us to begin. And indeed, we are grateful now for this connection and this co-creation. We thank you all for all that you are. We invite you to visit now your sacral chakras with your attention. Your creative spirit is very valuable in this time. We say you may imagine a warmth gathering here in your sacral chakra. You are light and you are divine. You are here to be a creator. You are here to use your individual perspective to create what you desire. More love. Whatever you create, it is from our perspective more love. And in this creation, the universe rejoices. For more love is more of all that is more of the universe, is more of you. And so we say, to get practical for a moment, prioritize your creation, your creating. We say it does not need to look like any particular kind of creating. You do not need to be building a boat to consider yourself a creator. We say this type of creation is indeed about you engaging with and therefore creating your favorite kind of energy. You engage engaging with your favorite activities, you recognizing that you are creating more of what you love. Indeed, by living out more of what you love. It is this simple from our perspective. You flow in this direction and the rest flows with you. Creating more of what you love, loving more of what you love, results in more of what you love. Perhaps the finer point is to identify what you love, to check in with yourself, to recognize, what do I love so much right now? What is my highest excitement? What am I excited to be in this moment? It does not need to be anything that you have been before to be worthwhile now. And on the other hand, it may be something that you feel you have been a billion times before. And this is still valid now. Valid, and we say new as well. For you are never truly the same in each new moment. You are new in each new moment. New love in each new moment. Very good. We are satisfied with this segment, and we say, now, if you desire, you may ask clarifying questions. We thank you, and we suspend here.
Thank you. I feel a really strong energy from this, and I'm grateful. And I'm just soaking it in right now.
We thank you for expressing this. We thank you for soaking it in. And we thank you for co-creating it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, it's interesting to be human right now. It's such a different, it feels so different.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to become more and more of my true, authentic self. And I want to take that out into the world more. And I want to merge my metaphysical life more with my physical life, my spiritual life more with my day-to-day life. And I'm wondering if you have any advice for us on, like, just when we hear news and there's all these things happening that we view as a negative, what's a higher perspective on that look like?
We thank you for asking. We say, to begin with, from our perspective, your spiritual life, your metaphysical life is already merged with your everyday life. We say this is from our perspective. We say from your perspective, indeed, anything that you can do to merge this more in your perspective, we feel is very valuable. Anything you can do that to you feels as if you are enlightening the everyday, your everyday, we say. You may pursue this, for we feel that this is a key part of your desired direction. Now, to the negativity that you may come across, that you may experience, we say a higher perspective on it, albeit one that sounds perhaps overused, is that it is all love. Now, to put this squirmy concept into practice, we say truly you may begin to, instead of trying to see the love in the negativity, in the outer circumstances, we say we invite you to see the love in yourself. When you encounter or think about or are stirred up by these circumstances, these bits of news, etc. We say, take the opportunity to discover some beautiful hidden part of yourself, of all that you are. We say, indeed, this negativity, though you may see it here, outside of you, in the world, we say to work with it in a different way. You may see it as a mask, as an illusion concealing, distorting, indeed, a beautiful and perhaps sometimes overlooked or ignored part of you. And so we invite you to look directly into, we say, look into the center of this negativity, whatever form it takes, fear, worry, confusion, hatred, etc. We say, look directly into it, as directly as you can. Whatever comes up for you as the center here, look into it. Feel into it, and indeed begin to perceive the beauty at the root of this, beyond this, within this. We ask, how does this feel?
It feels wonderful. It feels very, it feels like on some level of my being, I understand it very deeply. And on a human level, it doesn't feel as, it resonates, but it also, I will have to practice that. I like it.
We thank you for expressing. We say, indeed, what here feels out of grasp for you? We say, does it need to be a more physical process?
Oh. Can you bring it into more of a physical process?
We say we can, you can, yes. We say here, if you desire to go in this direction, of course, we say you may, as some negativity arises, inner or outer, we say you may here place in front of you a sheet of paper. And we say you may draw a circle on the piece of paper with some writing utensil, and then you may write down the word of this negativity, what it is for you. You perhaps may write down several words. It may be the circumstances, it may be the feeling. You may write down here what is occupying you. And now we say, draw. It may be a small circle, or it may be a small pleasing shape. You may draw little loops, little lines, little loops of energy here in the center of the circle you have drawn. And now we say, simply gaze into this center for a moment. Indeed, a name for this center may emerge. Some part of yourself that you can identify. And we say you may write down what comes up for you here as a little tag next to this center. And now, indeed, you have something, and perhaps you feel you can go deeper, and we say, this is wonderful. You may always go deeper here. We say it does not need to be the final center that you look at in this process the first time around. We say you will be drawn to a part of you that is calling for expression. And this, we feel, is what is most valuable about this entire process. From even the negativity emerging in your reality. We ask, how does this feel?
It feels like a really interesting practice, and I realized when you were going through it that I think part of the dilemma for me is when I go out in public and people start like saying things that are negative, I find myself either wanting to jump on board and engage them and join them in that negativity. But that doesn't feel good. So I tend to kind of separate myself from people, I think, and think of it as I see this differently than they do, and that makes me feel foreign. It doesn't make me feel connected. And I'm wondering how much of human negativity serves to connect people. Like when people complain about the weather and how hot it is or how cold it is, I think sometimes we're looking for those connections. And so it's confusing to me what my response could be / should be when I'm surrounded by people with a lot of fear about current situations. And I find myself much more grounded and balanced when I'm not around that. And ideally, I'd like to be around more people that can be positive in the midst of a situation that sometimes feels scary and can pull themselves up. And I want to be part of that process of pulling people up and lifting them up, and in the process lifting myself up. So, yeah, I don't want to be isolated, I guess. And sometimes I feel that way.
We say, indeed, you may here do as much self-exploration as you desire. To jump to something that we feel is calling out here. And you may say if this resonates or not. We say we feel that there is a part of you desiring to lead more, and indeed to set the tone, not control the tone, but indeed to set the tone of your experiences, of your conversations. We say we feel it, we break it down to something very simple here, that indeed these conversations where you do not feel that you are being authentically you, are simply conversations that are not very interesting to your time, to your expression. We say, indeed, here what we feel you may desire more of is leading. You know what you want to talk about. You don't have to talk about it with these people. You just have to start the conversations that you want to start. We mean this not just at parties, but indeed in the world, in your reality. You start the conversations you want to have. You start the gatherings you want to have, the groups you want to have, the people, the community you want to have. You start it, and indeed the universe supports you in this. These people are drawn to you. These conversations are drawn to you. Now, indeed, we have expressed a great deal here. We ask you, does this feel in alignment with what you are desiring and what you are feeling?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are welcome. We thank you. We say, is there anything more here that you desire to express or to clarify, to fine-tune?
I guess just taking the first step and what that would look like, and that feels like I've always been more comfortable blending in, but when I teach, I love it. I enjoy sharing information. So I guess I want to step into more of that in my daily life, where I'm not constantly weighing, should I say this? Is that too bossy? Is that too out there for this person? I'm always judging myself, my thoughts and my words, I think. So
We feel that here you may see yourself as your own audience here. And we say, indeed, you may ask, is this what I want to hear? Is this what I want to be talking about? Is this what I want to be creating? And indeed, here in this way, you do not need to respond to the varied energies of other people. We say you continue to use the words course correct. You continue to move into your light. You continue to say, I am doing this for me. I am doing this for me. I am doing this because it is what I like. I am doing this because it is what I love. For indeed you are, we say, this is really the only individual that you can truly satisfy. You.
that's a good point.
And if you satisfy you, we say the world opens up. As you satisfy you, you begin to, we say, your path becomes clear, your purpose becomes crystallized. We say, you see you for all that you are, and you say, I wouldn't want to be any other way. The more I am this, the more I want to be this. And indeed, you are more confident in understanding and realizing that others will be drawn to this. The people you are meant to co-create with, that you desire to co-create with, will be drawn to this fully satisfied you. You fully satisfying yourself.
Wow. That's a shift, and I like it. Yeah. Thank you.
You are welcome. Indeed. You are your audience. You are your student. You are your biggest fan. You are catering to you.
Wow.
You may get your feedback from the mirror.
Nice.
Wow. And I think that's very different what I was taught. You know, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome. We celebrate you. Very good. Is there anything more for this time and co-creation?
That was an elegant solution.
We
Thank you.
appreciate
Yeah.
these words and sentiments. Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you all for this co-creation.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Matthias.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Welcome all. With all of our love we say, that is enough from us for now.